Scott, 3-2 against Dartford tonight. A victory against a team Slough traditionally struggled against a bit. What did you make of the performance overall?
Great to get the result. I think first and foremost, people will go home and be happy that we've won the game. It certainly wasn't a spectacle. I just said to I think it was Maidenhead advertiser, I've just spoken to there, one of the papers, and I think I set the tempo and I set the tone for us tonight by being poor in the first half myself, and I think that filtered throughout the team, and I take responsibility for that as the leader of the pack, even though I've not got the armband obviously as manager. I've probably got to be good and I've got to be better than I was in the first half. I made the mistake for the first goal, I've slipped, which is unfortunate, but and then I felt like it went a little bit flat since then. So I didn't say too much at half time. I needed to focus on my game myself. Yellow and Chrissy were brilliant and fed across some information. And then, yeah, 3-2 at half time was never the plan, but we've obviously shown a side of us tonight that we showed a bit of resilience and a bit of character to get back in front so many times. And ultimately, the result is the most important thing. I think when people wake up in the morning, they'll be happy that we've got 3 points. We could have played brilliantly tonight and drawn or lost. And it's not about that. It's about getting 3 points at this stage of the season. Just to sort of maintain our position in the league and keep the positivity going with the unbeaten run.
When you do get such an open first half and so many goals, what is the game plan for the second half? Is it emphasising the defence or try and get some more goals?
Yeah, we thought there was a chance to go and get the fourth goal for us, and I think there was at the beginning of the second half. There was a couple of great chances that we didn't manage to finish, and that would have made it a lot easier, because when there's obviously a one goal gap, you're always susceptible to conceding, and then all of a sudden you're on the back foot. They probably get the momentum and make it a difficult night for us, but I think Dartford will go away from here probably slightly disappointed. I thought they were probably good value for a point, but I think that shows our resolve tonight, that we've not been great. We've got 3 points, we've scored 3 goals, we're unbeaten in 18 over 6 months at home. There's so many positives, but right now I'm probably disappointed with my own individual performance. It's probably the worst game I've had in a long time, and just felt like I let the boys down a little bit in the first half.
You say so many positives. One of them is David Ogbonna, man of the match, won the penalty, fantastic goal, and scored on Saturday as well. He's coming along very nicely, isn't he?
Doing brilliantly. I think there's so many times where he's a 10 out of 10, and then there's times in a game where he's probably a 2 out of 10. So that's what you get with David, but I'll definitely rather have him in my team than on an opposing team. I think he's a brilliant lad. He's an excellent footballer. I think his ceiling is certainly high. I think he can get better and better. But tonight he's won the penalty, he's scored a goal, he's worked his socks off, and there was other moments in the game where he's flashed the ball across the box in the second half. Celebration was brilliant as well to watch. I don't know how he can do that, but it's only something I could dream of. But yeah, listen, I love David to pieces, as do the management team. The players appreciate him, and the supporters certainly do. So I think he was definitely one of the people that I'd have down for man of the match. I think one of the other people that stood out, who just got a round of applause in the change room, was Hugo. In goal, I thought he made a couple of outstanding saves to keep us in the game. I didn't actually see them, because when you turn around, all I see is that he's just tipped the ball over the bar. I didn't see the actual beginning bit, or he's lying on the floor, but I'm sure when I watch them back, they're exceptionally good saves. So we owe him a lot for tonight, to come in at last minute for Dan Lincoln. He's certainly rescued us tonight and got us something from the game.
That's now the 50-point mark hit. So 3 points away from the playoffs as well. What are you looking to do for the rest of the season? What's the goal?
Try and beat last year's points. I think it's one more point. If we can get a point or 3 on Saturday, we've beaten that, and then we've still got 11 games left. That would be brilliant, especially with the run that we started on, with 6 games that we lost out of the first 7. I think that's a hell of an achievement. I think we've averaged 1.8 points per game over the last 27 matches, which is an incredible return. But yeah, it's full credit to the boys for I think the commitment they've shown in terms of what we've asked them to do. I think obviously the performances they've put in, the work rate that they've given us. I think there's so many positives from the squad over the last, I'd say probably 5 months. The first month of the season was extremely disappointing. It was tough and it was difficult to get through as a group. But since that day at Tunbridge, or the day here that we played Tunbridge, it's been a hell of a turnaround, and one that we're extremely proud of, one that we can only dreamt of. So we want to try and just accumulate as many points as we can, and hopefully it keeps our season alive for as long as we can. And there's some massive games coming up. Obviously Tunbridge, and we've got Bath, 2 teams in and around us, so all to play for. But there's no expectancy from the people above us, I guess. There's probably expectancy from fans. They're probably getting excited, but the teams above us have got more points than us, and they've got games in hand. So it's going to come down to the head-to-head games. Of course it is, but yeah, we're ticking along nicely.
Just a quick couple more, Scott. You mentioned that unbeaten run, now stretched to 18 games at home without defeat. I think that's the best run in 50 years, I'm told. It must be lovely to take your place in history there.
Yeah, that's a really nice thing to be able to achieve as a group. I didn't know that. It is ridiculously good. We probably don't give ourselves enough credit for it. I think we just look at each game as it comes, obviously whether it's home or away. But there's a bit of a special feeling, I think, when we play at home, that we do talk about our unbeaten run, that we want to maintain it. But we know that it's never going to last forever. We know at some point it's going to have to go, but at the moment we're doing really well at home. I think the stats on Tuesday nights, we've won our last 6. So yeah, it's always a difficult place to come to Arbour Park on a Tuesday, but didn't think it was that difficult for Dartford tonight. I thought we could have been a lot better. I was really excited by the game. I thought we'd play at a tempo and intensity. I thought we'd move the ball well. I thought we'd dictate the game if we played like we could, but full credit to Dartford. I thought they were a good match for us tonight, and yeah, there's certain moments in the games that have paid off for us where they didn't pay off for them, because people have kept us in it, like Hugo.
And just finally, Scott, Tonbridge on Saturday, they were the last team to win here back in September. 5-2 wasn't a great day for Slough. There were a lot of questions after the game. You spoke very honestly. A good chance to kind of put one back on them on Saturday.
Yeah, Tonbridge is probably a marker in my management career. I went home that night and I was really down. I'm usually quite vibrant and positive and bubbly, and I was in a hole. And I spoke to a lot of people that day, like friends, family, people at the football club, and I think that day was, it's sort of day that I look back on and reflect on, and it'll be nice to have a look on Saturday how far we've come from a team that beat us 5-2 earlier on the season. I think we have come a long way. They're an exceptionally good side, always a difficult place to go. We were 3-0 down there last year at half-time and managed to find a way to get back into the game. So, yeah, it's a game I'm looking forward to. Pressure will probably be on them to get a result. So we'll have to see who's available come Saturday, see who we've got back, and then go again and just see where it takes us come Saturday at 5 o'clock.
Awesome. Cheers, Scott.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.